It is always so nice to be in the same room with so many bright, energetic, and creative people who have devoted themselves to children, to the future, and to what many believe is the most important job. The great film director George Lucas wrote an essay a few years ago about education, the importance of good, old-fashioned teaching in the face of the high-tech digital learning world. When you really think back about your best teachers, he wrote, they were the ones who connected with you. They might have been classroom teachers, after-school coaches, parents, or principals. They patted you on the back, knew your name, and made jokes with you. They were human beings offering encouragement and building confidence, saying things like, I know you can do this, and come on. He continued writing, and this is one way in which the world hasn't changed. Teaching is still the most important job. And that is what brings us here tonight. Let me thank some folks who have been supportive partners of your Akron Public Schools and who join us here. State Senator Vernon Sykes, Akron City Council at Large Representatives Linda Amobian, you could raise your hand, Jeff Fusco and Veronica Sims. Summit County Council at Large Claire Dixon and County Councilman David Hamilton. The county's outreach coordinator, Dr. Joan Williams, and Phil Montgomery, CFO from the Department of Job and Family Services, representing County Executive Eileen Shapiro. United Way of Summit County President and CEO Jim Mullen and Beth, his wife. Dr. Michael Englert is here. He is the Director of Clinical Experience at Kent State University, along with Justin Hilton from Kent State, partners in our College and Career Academies of Akron. And our partners from Stark State College, Christine Lynn, Akron Enrollment Coordinator, representing President Dr. Para Jones. Also celebrating with us are wonderful partners from the LeBron James Family Foundation, under the leadership of Michelle Campbell, who really should have an office with us. And a special thanks to the East Community Learning Center's Jazz Band for our music earlier this evening. Give them all a round of applause. Now, each year when I prepare to stand before this esteemed gathering, I go through a multitude of ideas and approaches. Do I want to express gratitude, inspire, and cheerlead? No, Mary Kelly. That's not happening. Maybe I could complain. Sometimes I'll simply look back at the previous year that has gone by since our last Teacher of the Year banquet and evaluate where we are. Are we in a better place this year than last? Tonight I can begin answering that question with a yes, based on our enrollment numbers, our financial outlook, which for a public school in 2018 is relatively good, and our exciting, progressive, and innovative ideas drawing attention locally and nationally. We are certainly not a district to stand pat. We are constantly evolving. So, if we are doing our part to do a better job on all levels of teaching and learning, what could actually be wrong? Well, I'm glad you asked. Present company excluded, okay? I want to make that clear before I say this. Public education in America is actually under attack, and teachers are revolting. Wait, let me clean that up a little bit. Teachers are demonstrating in different parts of the country over these attacks. And a threat to our public education system may be the most important long-term threat to America's economy and national well-being. So it is frustrating that the national discourse from our leaders seems to be tone deaf to the needs of this hallowed public institution, which is actually the centerpiece of our democracy. We can't support reforms, quote reforms, in programs like No Child Left Behind, Race to the Top, and Every Student Succeeds Act when our schools have faced huge budget constraints because of a lack of state funding, or pushing a testing system that has really little relevance to student success, or platforms pushed by politicians to get reelected. These are serious issues that will affect generations to come. And the idea of a school district having to choose between education and the budget is a problem. No district should be put in a situation where it has to make massive changes in order to remain fiscally sustainable. The state's drop in funding mixed in with an increased push for these educational reform ideas, such as the ones I have mentioned, come as a result of political ambitions by bureaucrats who don't understand the educational system fully. Educational reform needs to come from educators because they are the most well-suited to achieve these goals. Education should be treated no differently than a civil engineering project. Government provides the money, and then the expert builders and engineers fill in the details with their wealth of experience and training that is completely unavailable to most elected officials. Governors and presidents are no better suited to run schools than they are to run construction sites. Educators and researchers have lived, practiced, and considered carefully the goals of education, what the hurdles are for improving results of all children, and how to foster a supportive culture. When we are allowed to pursue these paths with our best people, we do well. And that does not mean excluding experts who are not educators, not at all. Look at how we are moving along with our work that you are all doing on our college and career academies and our new I Promise School. Both initiatives rely greatly on community partners. It really does take a village. But public education is by necessity an extension of our political system. And this has resulted in schools being reduced to vehicles for implementing the political mandates. Mandates pushed not by educators, but by inexpert people with inappropriate motivation in many cases. So each of you has proven through your hard work and dedication to students, to teaching and learning, that we can make this work. We do make this work. It isn't perfect, but if we continue to allow a direct role from governors and presidents, we are apt to implement the same solutions over and over again with the same outcomes. That, by the way, is the definition of insanity. You are all at ground zero in each and every one of your classrooms doing what I refer to as the heroic work every day. Few people have any idea what you do and what challenges we all face. So instead of calls for new standards and tests, greater competition through school choice and charter schools, and contradictory claims that our teachers are both failures and the most important element in student outcomes, I believe we must address the inequalities that we face, especially in terms of poverty and race, tracking, testing, and ranking. It all just perpetuates those imbalances. As teachers, as exceptional teachers, you all know this. I'm probably not giving you anything new here tonight, but I want you to know how important your work is. Regardless of the obstacles and challenges, we continue to work hard, and every year we return to this place to honor the best of the best, but also to honor all of our teachers and teaching as a profession. Bureaucracy can't teach, but educators and researchers can lead schools if we commit ourselves to genuine reforms that allow teachers to do that which they know how to do, the most important job, and that is to teach. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite to the podium Board President Patrick Bravo, who will share some greetings on behalf of the Akron School Board.
Be a teacher, they said. You'll get the summers off, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Well, for all the things they told you about being a teacher, true or not, we're here tonight to let you know how glad we are that you chose to become a teacher. And not just that, but to be a teacher as part of the Akron Public Schools family. Good evening and welcome to the 2018 Teacher of the Year Banquet. My name is Patrick Bravo, and as introduced, I'm currently president of the Akron Public Schools Board of Education. So on behalf of the board, including Board Vice President Reverend Dr. Curtis T. Walker Sr., and fellow board members Tim Miller, Bruce Alexander, Lisa Mansfield, Ginger Baylor, and Morgan Lasher, all of whom you'll see tonight, I want to congratulate all of you for another outstanding year. Please help me congratulate all of our dedicated teachers for the work they do for the children and families of Akron Public Schools. I can't tell you how much I look forward to this night every year. It's such a privilege to stand in front of you as even a small gesture of how much you mean to all of us. Every year we set aside this night to recognize you because you are truly the heart of Akron Public Schools. And on this night, we celebrate you not just for the work that you do, but for the lives that you inspire. In the past, I've shared my story with you, the impact that teachers had on my life as one of 4 children in a single-parent home. I shared with you what it was like to be the first person in my family to graduate high school, much less post-secondary. I've shared with you how I fit the profile of many of our most at-risk students at Akron Public Schools, poor, minority, and transient, just to name a few. But I shared these stories as a reminder that every child in your classroom may be one good teacher away from becoming the successful person they were meant to become. And the reason for a night like this is that those of you here tonight, as well as your colleagues and friends across this city, continue to rise to the challenge every year to be that beacon of hope for the child who is lost, the one who's hurt, the one that doesn't have the support they so desperately need at home, the one that would just not make it if it were not for you. And if that doesn't give you all the feels and you're just here for the chicken, here's some good news. Tonight is also a celebration because the Teacher of the Year banquet typically signifies that it's almost summer, otherwise known as that time of year you no longer have to wait for a bell to go to the bathroom. So on behalf of the Akron Public Schools Board of Education, please know that we understand and appreciate the difference that you make in the lives of our children. And if no one else has told you today, thank you for what you do. Congratulations to all of our teachers tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of this year and have a great summer.
Good evening. My name is Bruce Alexander. I'm a board member for Akron Public Schools. Just as Patrick said, this is one of my favorite times of the year as well because teachers have a great impact on students. I think sometimes we don't know that because we don't see the kids or they don't come back to us immediately, but maybe somewhere down the road you see one of those kids to come back to let you know that they appreciate everything you've done. So I want to say thank you as well because if it weren't for teachers like you, I wouldn't be who I am today, so thank you. I'd like to take this moment to thank our special guests who are here with us today. At this time, we would like to take a moment to share special accommodations received for our outstanding teachers of the year. We all know that awesome work the teachers have done throughout the year, but it's always nice to be recognized by others in the community. We have received accommodations from the following: the Office of Governor John Kasich, State of Ohio; the Office of State Representative Amelia Sykes, House District 34; Office of State Senator Vernon Sykes on behalf of 132nd General Assembly of Ohio; the Office of Akron City President Margot Somerville, Councilwoman at Large Veronica Sims, and Councilman at Large Jeff Fusco on behalf of Akron City Council. At this time, I would like to invite Diane Dawson Miller, who is representing our mayor, Dan Horrigan, to the stage at this time for a special proclamation.
Hello, everybody, and it's Diane Miller Dawson.
Sorry.
As long as you've known me. I am the Director of Finance for the City of Akron. I bring greetings from our Mayor, Dan Horrigan, and I have a proclamation, which I'm going to read some of it to you tonight. To the people of Akron, public education has been and continues to be a vital force in the American way of life, providing a well-rounded, enriching, and stimulating learning environment to thousands of students free of charge every year. Free of charge every year. Whereas each year, Akron Public Schools recognizes its exceptional, I'll say that again, exceptional teaching force by honoring its teachers with a special ceremony to give special attention to the Teachers of the Year in each school building. Also celebrated is one District Teacher of the Year recipient who has made the biggest impact on his or her students and school. Therefore, I, Daniel Horrigan, Mayor of the City of Akron, Ohio, do hereby proclaim Thursday, May 17th, 2018, as Teacher of the Year Day in the City of Akron. Give yourselves a round of applause. And I'll leave that here.
And I did get that name wrong, and I've been knowing her for a long time. And finally, I would like to thank our sponsors. They're listed on the back of your program for their generous donations to our program and our Teachers of the Year. Please join me in recognizing these groups. Akron Education Association, Akron School Administrators Association, CDWG, Kent State University, the LeBron James Family Foundation, Staircase Floral, and the University of Akron. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for sponsoring this event. Now I would like to bring to the stage my two colleagues, Ginger Baylor and Morgan Lasher. Or is it three? I'm sorry, this trip has changed. Three, Ginger Baylor, Morgan Lasher, and Lisa Mansfield, who will present our 2018 Ambassador Awards.
So I was just saying to Mrs. Baylor how interesting I think it is that they had all three women come up at the same time. I think it's probably because we're so powerful we would have outshone the men that we were up here with that were on the board.
Just call us APS angels.
Okay. Oh, let's go first. So we're going to get it together here.
While she's finding the
There we
first
go.
page, I just wanted to say that there is no more noble profession than being a teacher. You guys have so much impact in our world, and I want you to know how much I appreciate everything that you have done. I was just thinking the other day, I said, if every teacher reached back and could find every student that whose lives they touched, you'd be surprised of how many lives you've saved and how many lives that you have inspired. Just like one of the Bruce or Patrick said, I don't remember which, but you guys shape our world. You shape our world. And if you think about it, those doctors, those attorneys, and all these other people, they're who they are because of all of you. So give yourselves a hand. Okay, tonight we are recognizing the APS Ambassadors for the school year of 2017-2018. The Ambassador Awards are presented to educators who present or publish on a local, state, or national level prior to this event. These individuals trained by the Akron Public Schools share their expertise with others in order to improve their profession and extend their own learning. Lisa?
The ambassadors recognized tonight are listed in a separate ambassador booklet. I brought mine up here. I was in theater, so I used props. They're listed in a separate booklet, and a more detailed explanation of their work, the conference location, and the dates are also included in that booklet. Ambassadors, here's your instructions. If you are here tonight, please stand at your seat as your name is called and remain standing until all names are called. And guests, please hold your applause until the end.
All right. In the individual presentations category, we're recognizing the following presenters. Brandy Davis, the Techie Administrator. Karen Brandt, Unlocking the Mysteries of Breakout EDU. Krista Schorf, the Ron Clark Academy Model to Transforming Instruction. Karen Haslett, Engaging Teaching with Technology. Dreama Mason Whitfield, Career Cruising. Kurt Sam Cruz, Problem-Based Learning. Carrie Muskie, Discover the Power of Quizzes. Ching Liang, Using Technology to Engage Language Learners. Cheryl Paradise, Transform with Google Classroom, Great Examples of Classroom in Action. Joseph Walder, Using Technology to Engage Language Learners. Jill Schweitzer, Tech with Purpose, Google Forms Gone Wild. It's a great name.
To continue that, Catherine Givens, SAMR model in the biology classroom. Charles Morrison, technology for the classroom. Howard Lawson, technology services and you, a love story. Whoever has love stories with technology, okay. Carrie Evans, shifting gears with your Google Drive. Yvonne Culver, CCP, who, where, what, when, huh? Raymond Wilkins, digital resources in the science classroom. Terrence Wise, moving Vernier to Google Drive. Amy Rudd, say yes to Twitter. Darlene Schuler, preparing students for success using technology. Jenny Walls, grades 9 through 12, model curriculum update. Dana Starvargi, in the muck, a PBL presentation. Julie Jacob, Academy panel from North. Benjamin Graber, developing 21st century skills in the mathematics classroom. Becca Miles, Donor's Choice, crowdfunding classroom projects and creating an ELA escape room to engage all readers. Cassandra E. Rondinella, Google and the music classroom, meet and greet Google.
Now for the group presentations category, we'll present the presenters and the session titles for the following. The presenters, Katie Beal, Tina Lowry, Brody Stowers, and Adam Motter. Digital tools and strategies to differentiate your classroom, managing classroom discipline in a one-to-one classroom, tips, tricks, and techniques for Google Classroom. Amelia Civic, and Catherine Robbins for empowering and amplifying student voices and using Flipgrids. Still me? Yes. Constantine Pharmakidis, and Susan Hall for using virtual reality in classrooms. Letitia, oh goodness, I got all the tough ones. Kabakowski and Elizabeth Seflin, read and write for Google, enhancing reading and writing performance. Samuel Richardson and Daniel Ajon, we've got Google, yes we do, we've got Google, how about you?
All right.
Anna Starzowski-Clough and Mary Tavardi, engaging formative digital assessments. Wendy Brown, Marcia Skidmore, Mary Tavardi, and Adam Motter, tech tools and activities for social studies and ELA teachers. Mary Tavardi and Angela Zumbo, choosing your Google adventure. Catherine Jeter and Ariel Ubin, our favorite Google apps and extension plugins.
Next, we have Janice Weaver and Sarah Mizak, Mathematics Class Reimagined with Desmos. Keith Lickey and Christine Sims, How to Make Sure Everyone Knows the Plan, 5-Step Process and Other Templates for Success. Janet Hazlitt and Kate Cross, Chillin' in the Google Classroom. Rachel McLaughlin and Julia Grabowski, Co-Teaching Conversations. Amy Rudd and Rosemary Flacari, Adding to Your Formative Assessment Toolkit. Karen Gijic and Paul Gijic, Old Dog, New Tricks. Dr. Dang Nguyen, Rachel Tekka, Patrick DeAndrea, Leslie Crow, Dr. Michelle Jones, with Transforming Learning for EL Students with Core Curriculum Differentiation and College and Career Academies. Dr. Dang Nguyen and Sherry Bennington, Welcome to America, Now What? Brad Scott, Cheryl Connolly, Adam Motter, and Larry O'Neill, Project Soapbox. Jennifer Pennington, Ashley Jones, Constantine Pharmakidis, and Matt Dalskik, One World with an International Launch. And Dreama Mason Whitfield and Yvonne Culver, Akron Public Schools Dream Day, helping students become enrolled, enlisted, and employed. Now let's give our group presentation ambassadors a huge round of applause. And up next is board member Tim Miller, who will present the Shining Apple honorees.
Good evening, everyone. I do want to share something real quick. I want to say thank you to Carla Sibley. She does a great job putting together all these scripts and everything. And when I got my script, I sort of chuckled because something that's written here I'm not supposed to say, but I'm supposed to share a word of wisdom with you this evening. And I'm in a room full of educators, and I'm going to be bringing valedictorians up to the stage, so I'm not going to embarrass myself. I'm just going to get into the presentation here. So, the Shining Apple Awards are selected by the highest ranking senior student in each of our high schools. These exemplary students name that very special teacher that provided them the guidance, motivation, and support at some point along their educational journey. As we call the names of each Shining Apple teacher and nominating student, please come to the stage. Each student will share in their own words how the special educator impacted their learning experience. First to the stage from Akron Early College, valedictorian Nia Clark, and Shining Apple educator Daniel Castellanova. Will you please come to the stage?
Pitch in for Nia. I'm Nia's substitute, so I can't claim to be Nia's our valedictorian, but she's either running late. She did confirm she was coming, but anyway. Nia's words are, I wish to nominate Mr. Castellanova because he truly inspired her and helped her succeed throughout her academic career. Mr. C taught me that I don't have to always know everything. I just must be an expert about what I need to do. Or I need to know. I could tell that he lived by his advice because he was very knowledgeable about the subject he taught, English. He taught me everything I needed to know about English that would help me succeed in high school and college. He is the reason why I excel in all of my school and high school and college English courses. He almost made me consider becoming a teacher because of how passionate he was. She's a business major. He is more deserving of this. He is most deserving of this award. Congratulations.
From Buchel CLC, valedictorian Diane Blash, and Shining Apple educator Elizabeth Collins. If Elizabeth could come to the stage. We do know Diane is not here this evening. There is a track meet. I believe we're in sectionals. I think City Sears was last weekend, so something else going on in life there.
Thank you.
I'm reading the students' words this evening. It was hard to narrow down my choice as I have had many influences throughout the journey of school. My nomination has been an active mentor in my life throughout my 4 years in high school. My nomination is none other than my math teacher, Elizabeth Collins. I have had the honor of being in her math classes all 4 years of high school. Without her, I probably wouldn't have been as successful in high school, especially in these last 2 years, as she has been a lifesaver. I wish to honor her because she has a significant role not only in my academic life, but also in my personal life. Mrs. Collins has been a guide for me on my path of self-improvement. I've spent many hours in her classroom completing work simply and conversing with her about life issues and goals. She's been a lifesaver and supporter for myself. I have this huge problem of procrastination, and she's been my lifeline when it comes to getting work done. I risked the potential of having to take health in summer school just to be in her class. What made Mrs. Collins stand out the most was her ability to always be helpful and reliable. If I have ever needed someone to talk, she is always there. She was one of the first people to help me get involved with post-secondary courses while I was attempting to figure out what I wanted to pursue in college. Being able to grow alongside her these last 4 years has been a blessing in my life. Most importantly, instead of just having a teacher, I gained a mentor and a lifelong friend. From East CLC, valedictorian Stacia Jones and Shining Apple educator Susan Schutte.
Can I bring this down?
Certainly can.
All right, I'm not that big. Okay. I'm nominating Miss Schutte for this award because she has done so much for me in the few years that I've known her. Mrs. Schutte has always been someone I could count on in and out of school. I cannot thank her enough for the opportunity she has opened up to me, and I am grateful to have her as a teacher. During the past few years I have known Mrs. Schutte, my life has changed as she showed me what my real potential was in my career path. She saw greatness in me and worked with me to develop it. When I first met her, I was a very shy and timid student. Today, I see myself as a social, confident person with a bright future. Because of Mrs. Schutte, I am now the president of the marketing program, National Honor Society, and on track to graduate as valedictorian of my class. I credit Mrs. Schutte for this because she encouraged me to take advantage of these opportunities. Before her influence, I would not have run for the elected position because I did not think I would make it. She told me that I could and pushed me to at least try. Eventually, I ended up doing what I thought was impossible and proved her to be right. I am especially grateful for Mrs. Schutte for opening up various opportunities for me. By the end of my senior year, I will have 18 college credits from College Credit Plus classes Mrs. Schutte urged me to take. This gave me a head start on my college career as well as my desired career. This is all because of the potential Mrs. Schutte saw in me. She made sure that I reached my potential. I developed the mentality that I'm capable of anything because of what I experienced as her student. Without Mrs. Schutte, I would not be the student I am today. My interest in DECA has grown because of her, and because of her faith in me, I have been able to go far and do great things inside and outside of the program. I credit my every accomplishment to this wonderful woman, and I thank her for being who she is and having made such a major impact on me.
Next, from Ellett High School, valedictorian Ciara Schaeffer and Shining Apple educator Stephanie Hardman.
My name is Ciara Schaeffer, and when I started kindergarten, it was very hard for me. I had never left my mom's side, and being away from her all day was very, very scary, as I never went to daycare. My grandparents watched me while my mom was at work, and I was never around large groups of children, so that really didn't help either. I cried every time I was dropped off, and by every time, I mean every single time. I was in turn very uncomfortable. Mrs. Hardman was my kindergarten teacher, and she noticed I was having a hard time. She worked alongside my mom to make me comfortable in the classroom. She got me involved by letting me pass out papers and put down the chairs in the morning. When that did not work, she let me come inside early to help her set up for the day. She even saw I had a hard time eating in such a loud environment, and she promised I could eat lunch with her if I did not cry for the entire week. We ate lunch together that Friday. Mrs. Hardman is the nicest teacher I have ever had. Without her turning school into a good, comfortable experience, I would not be where I am today as Ellet's valedictorian. She taught me that learning could be fun and school is not as scary as I once thought it was. I used to hate leaving my mom, and now I cannot get away from her fast enough. Throughout the rest of my years, she would always check on me to make sure I was doing okay. In the 5th grade, I even chose to be her room monitor. I also owe a lot of my success to her, and I cannot thank her enough. She is an amazing teacher.
From Firestone CLC, valedictorian Rebecca Bico and Shining Apple educator Michael Householder.
I chose to nominate Senor Householder for the Shining Apple Award in recognition of all he has done to inspire me as a scholar. He's been my Spanish teacher for 3 years now, and I've known him for 4, and he has not only helped me build a strong base of vocabulary and grammar, but he has also expanded my comprehension of more concept-based material. His class this past year has bridged the gap in my education, as we as a class are now able to understand such topics in a different language. I'm now able to think in Spanish as well, as well as my ability to learn about and understand such complicated and multi-layered topics proves the effectiveness of his teaching of the language, exposing his students to a whole new culture and perspective which was completely foreign in any previous schooling. It is obvious to all of his students that the reason he is such an amazing teacher is because of how much he loves his job. The way he gets excited in class and super passionate while bringing humor into the classroom captures our attention, making the material easier to understand and retain. However, he is much more than just a foreign language teacher. He truly cares about each and every one of his students, creating a connection beyond the typical student-teacher relationship as he gets to know both you and your family throughout the time of having him as a teacher. As a student, you are compelled in his class to do the best you can because you care about it just as much as he does, if not more. Especially because you don't want to disappoint him, considering all of the effort he goes through to give his students the greatest possible opportunity to succeed. While it has indeed been a lot of work, every minute is well worth it. All the long nights of all the flashcards. But every minute is worth it. He's helped to broaden my world perspective, and in the past 5 years, between having my older sister and then me in his class, his name has come up more than any other teacher at our dinner table. And it's always been positive, every single time. Which definitely speaks to both his teaching and his character. Learning the language to gain a better understanding and more well-rounded and worldly perspective becomes more important than the grade in his class. Students are able to flourish because he inspires just this eagerness to learn. But above all else, I think what has made Senor Householder my favorite teacher throughout all of my schooling is how he treats his students, giving them the respect which inspires the great respect all of his students have in him, both as a teacher and as a person. This mutual respect is what inspires the students to fully understand the material over any other motive, such as grades, which is very emphasized. It's all about the material, not the tests. It's okay. But that's what made him the greatest teacher and most inspiring and amazing person I've ever experienced.
Next, from Kenmore Garfield High School, Valedictorian Leah Stanovic and Shining Apple educator Stephen Franz.
Right. Hello, my name is Leah Stanovich from Kenmore Garfield High School, and throughout my 13 years of education, I've had many teachers influence me, and I'm sure that when I go to college, there will be many more. Out of all the coaches and mentors, teachers, advisors that I've had, Mr. France, former science teacher at Roswell Camp Middle School, has become all of these to me. Mr. France taught my 6th grade science class. At the time, I did not like science, and I did not like him. And I was not the only one. He was intimidating and made my stomach hurt every day. And all throughout 6th grade, I felt this way until the 6th graders took a camping trip. Within the course of those 2 days with Mr. France, I saw a fun and caring teacher. He was relaxed, and it was comfortable to be around him for the first time. Along with teaching all the hyper 6th graders, he was running the GLOW program with the 7th and 8th graders who were interested in science. Intrigued by this challenge, even though I didn't like science, I joined the GLOW program my 7th grade year and learned that Mr. France was way more than just someone who educates. During the next couple of years at Roswell Camp Middle School, I worked in this program with Mr. France in the lead. The GLOW program class period was a time of independent study on science fair topics. He allowed us to use our creativity instead of picking off of a list for science fair in real-life environmental issues to research and then later present at many conferences and science fairs. He gave each of his students the encouragement and confidence needed to be successful. He guided and pushed us to and sometimes past our limits because he believed that we could accomplish anything. While watching him work, I noticed that he was more dedicated to us than most of us could ever imagine. He spent time working on grants to fund our programs, and he spent many hours away from his wonderful wife and his 2 young children so that he could travel with us across country and overseas to different conferences. He spent weeks away from his children so that we could attend these annual Globe conferences because he saw amazing opportunities in us. He still today keeps contact with his former students that are willing to keep contact with him. He emails me about scholarships and internships. He's written many recommendation letters for me and has always been by my side when it comes to education and much more. I can say that my number 1 pick will always be Mr. France for this award because he's shown by example that being a teacher is more than teaching. It's about encouraging and inspiring students to work to their greatest at their goals and their dreams. And because of him, I will be going to college next year for free to pursue a STEM career with full confidence that me, a girl from Akron, can do anything.
From the National Inventors Hall of Fame STEM High School, valedictorian Cameron Woodley and Shining Apple educator Benjamin Graber.
Good evening. Throughout my time at STEM and throughout Akron Public Schools, I have been impacted by many great educators. Tonight, I would like to tell you about one of the coaches who I owe much of my gratitude to for what I have achieved so far. In my freshman year, my classmates and I would receive our morning announcements in a thing that most STEM teachers here know called morning meeting, and then we would proceed to math class. It was a year-long combination of Algebra 2 trigonometry and geometry. Every morning in rain, snow, or sunshine, as all of you know Ohio, we were always greeted by this coach's warm, smiling face before we started the lesson. He was always enthusiastic about teaching one of the most difficult subjects to grasp. Every day, he would explain the general topic, and then he would allow us to have the freedom to explore solutions and understand the math on our own. He challenged me as a student independently by helping me develop my inner drive while always being able to help and being a shoulder to lean on. When many students would have an "I hate math" attitude, he would encourage them to persevere through the problems and dig deeper and go further. This educator has a unique teaching style that allows him to be a shining light on lives without always standing out. Seeing this coach in the hallways would brighten anyone's day. During my senior year, this year, when I needed numerous recommendation letters and encouragement for the final stretch of high school, he was more than willing to give assistance to me anywhere he could. Coach Graber once said, "I always believe the best about people, and I am passionate about giving 100% to help others become the best version of themselves. I am not the person who stands out in a crowd, but the one in the background working to make life better." I completely agree that Coach Graber has made my life and all of the lives around him better. And for this, I thank you for everything that you have done, Coach Graber.
And last but not least, from North High School, valedictorian Lucas Miller and Shining Apple educator Krista Kolich.
Throughout most of my years during school, everything seemed to come very easy to me. I could complete most of my coursework and consistently earn high grades. However, as each year went by, I started to feel as if I wasn't learning anything new. This changed when I arrived at North during my freshman year. At North, I was put with a group of students who were individually selected based on their test scores. This selection was made by none other than Ms. Kolich, a teacher who has been more focused on students such as myself than any other teacher I've had during my entire educational career. Ms. Kolich became our advocate for getting us into college classes in our junior year. She put in countless hours trying to convince people to give us the funding to take our ACT early. She worked constantly to prepare us for this test, as there was content on it that we hadn't been exposed to yet. She even arranged for us to go and take an ACT prep course. Eventually we got into our classes, and I was able to earn numerous college credits for English Comp, public speaking, programming and software development, and much more. In the following years, our school made a much greater effort to inform the students about the availability of these college classes, and I personally credit Ms. Kolich with this change. Ms. Kolich's influence did not only apply to education. She went a step further and encouraged all of us to participate in community service programs such as the Akron Better Block program. She encouraged us to work with local churches and just about anything she could find. She kept us informed on scholarship opportunities, helped us choose colleges that we felt would work for us, and much more. Ms. Kolich took on the role of a teacher, a guidance counselor, a mentor, and just about anything else you can think of. To this day, I know I can still go to Ms. Kolich for help with just about anything, even if I don't have a class period with her. She truly is an incredible teacher who has gone above and beyond the responsibilities of her position. If there is anyone who is deserving of this award, it is her.
Please join me in congratulating our senior scholars and their shining apples. Next, Superintendent David James will present the Maryland Parks Achievement Award.
No, I'm hungry. So the teacher of the year is... I'm sorry, I couldn't pass it up. So every year I have the great honor of presenting the Maryland Parks Achievement Award. Let me tell you the story of the starfish, and the story is printed in your program. An old man walked along a seashore littered with thousands of starfish, beached and dying after a storm. A young man was picking the starfish up one by one and flinging them into the ocean. "Why do you bother?" the old man scoffed. "You're not saving enough to make a difference." "Made a difference for that one," the young man said as he flung a starfish back into the water. The Maryland Parks Achievement Award was named after a committed, dedicated master teacher who did not believe in leaving any child behind. Kindergarten teacher Marilyn Parks was an inspirational educator. She saved many starfish in her 25-plus years in the Akron Public Schools. The story of the starfish reminds us all why we do what we do every day as committed professionals. A special thanks to Tammy Brady, Lloyd Dang Wynn, and Peggy Griner for serving on the selection committee. Now, our nominees. They serve as ambassadors of the Akron Public Schools in their school community, have the respect and admiration of students and coworkers, inspire students of all backgrounds, and are committed to lifelong learning. And at this time, I'd like to invite our board members to join me on the stage. The finalists for the, I know there's some hijinks going on here, so I just know it is. The finalists for the Maryland Parks Achievement Award are printed in your program. Nominees, as your names are called, please come forward and receive a special recognition for your outstanding service to the students and staff of the Akron Public Schools. Our Maryland Parks Achievement Award nominees are Cynthia Akeland, Krause Community Learning Center. Edith Bowers, Resonant Community Learning Center. Cassandra Hanna, National Inventors Hall of Fame, STEM High School. Renee Hatherow, Pfeiffer Elementary School. Nancy Rich from Glover Community Learning Center. And Catherine Robbins from Portage Path Community Learning Center.
I know I'm bad. Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
Members of the selection committee, one of whom worked directly with Maryland Parks, had the difficult task of choosing one person from this select group as the 2018 Maryland Parks Achievement Award winner. So let's thank them all again with an applause. The Maryland Parks 2018 awardee is an Akron educator who has served our students for many years, is dedicated to enriching the lives of the students of the Akron Public Schools, supports colleagues within the school, supports colleagues across the district, has established strong community partnerships with community agencies. Just like Maryland, our award winner creates meaningful teaching opportunities for staff and finds creative ways to schedule students for success. Oh, this is easy. She has been instrumental in supporting a new initiative within her school, and she helps others see the connectedness of learning on an international perspective. Our Maryland Parks Achievement Award winner is Edie Bowers, serving our resident community learning center. Congratulations on being named our 2018 Maryland Parks Award winner. You'd like to say a few words? Congratulations.
I knew Marilyn. She was a friend and a mentor. It's such an honor to work for Akron. We are the greatest district in the world. We really are. Anybody that ever met Marilyn felt like they were special. I always wanted to be that kind of person. I've learned so much from everybody. I'm just so blessed that this is, I don't know what to say, thanks.
All right, you can return to your seats. And at this time, we'll have Reverend Dr. Curtis T. Walker Sr. come up for our invocation.
As we prepare ourselves to bow our heads and bless our food, we're reminded again of all the special teachers that are among us. Mrs. Bowers, who taught my son in 6th grade, we thank you for blessing us. But we thank each and every one of you for the contribution that you have made. So as we bow our heads, because the superintendent said he's hungry, gracious Master and our God, we pause to thank you for wonderful individuals who've given their life, their energy, their gifts to touch the lives of others. Students have spoken about the wonderful contribution that these teachers, the impact that they have had upon their lives. I remember Yvonne Jackson, we called her Eagle Eye Jackson in elementary school. I remember Carolyn Dixon. These are just a few in my memory bank who have made me who I am today. And so, Lord, we pause to thank you for the food that has been prepared for us for the nourishment of our minds, souls, and bodies. Bless it. Bless those who prepared it, we pray. In the name of our Lord, amen.
Bill Finnegan. I was the 2017 District Teacher of the Year.
And I'm Jenny Walls, and I was the 2016 District Teacher of the Year.
And I was going to take a moment to blast Mr. James there because he had a little joke last year, but I will let you get off easy this time since you just took a whole lot of res. Unless you're ready for it, we'll talk about that. All right, first we'd like to say congratulations to all the teachers being honored tonight and recognized. You're a true gift to your students and to Akron Public Schools. We are pleased to acknowledge the gifts and awards we're about to bestow on the 2018 Akron Teachers of the Year. In a few moments, we will recognize every Building Teacher of the Year. Each Building Teacher of the Year will receive the following. Drum roll. A signature Don Drum desk plate to display to show off their achievement. Woo! Everybody make your sounds after each one. Each teacher is wearing a special lapel pin designed by Malia Shantz art students. A one-of-a-kind portrait created courtesy of our APS student artists. Special proclamations from legislators and elected officials. A supply allocation for the next school year of $150. And the sincere thanks of a very grateful school district. Now let's present our 2018 Building Teachers of the Year. Board members, please join us at the front to help us congratulate each Building Teacher of the Year.
Right up front, right here. Yeah, right up front. And they're going to go in front of you. Okay. So, good evening. I am Mary Outley Kelly, Executive Director of Elementary Education, and I am representing Team Elementary. And we are here to celebrate each of our individual Teachers of the Year at the elementary level. So let's get this started.
Maybe not. Yeah, I can see. He's waiting.
Tonight. Right now. Woo! Martha Skinner from Barber, CLC. Goldsmith Toast from Betty Jane. Kate Alexander from Case Elementary. Patricia McCluskey, Kraus CLC. Tony Roberts, David Hill, CLC. Jennifer Wicks, Finley, CLC. Jackie Rubio from Firestone Park Elementary. Kathleen Jackson, Forest Hill, CLC. Cynthia Rochford from Glover. Catherine Rogers, Harris Jackson. William Haynes, Hatton, CLC. Cynthia Price, Helen Arnold. Stephanie Jensen, King. Lori Hunt, Leggett.
If the elementary teachers could head back to their seats so that we can all get happy for the secondary teachers to come up. So from secondary, first up is Heather Terry, Akron Alternative Academy. Bradley Scott, Akron Early College High School. We're going back. We're only going half. Kimberly Romansky Zephyr, Bridges Learning Center.
That was just first.
And just so you guys know, that was the first lineup for elementary. Now we're doing the first lineup for secondary, and then we'll go back. From Buktu CLC, Teddy Nantambi Mwanya. From East CLC, Grace Harrison. From Elliott High School, Rebecca Hickson. From Firestone CLC, Dan Spack. And from Higher CLC, Kara Gooden. Now I will bring up Mary Otley Kelly to announce her second half of elementary.
Yes, you know it. Really, huh?
You know, elementary, tonight is a good night for us. And I just got this feeling. We're gonna bring it home. So let's bring on the next part of our strong team. Pamela Brown from Mason. Jessica Gaber, Mickey Bright. Renee Hatherall Piper. Amy Taylor Clark from Portage Path. Nicole Villers from Resnick. Kimberly Douglas from Reimer. Jane Haslett from Ritzman. Andrea Woods Thurman from Robinson. Callie Butcher, Sam Salem. Kim Joseph Schumacher. Leslie Naselski from Cyberling. Sally Cribs from ELP. Catherine Ball from Boris. Christina McMillan from Windermere. Come on, elementary, join us. We got this feeling. Woo! Let's give one more round of applause for Team Elementary. Woo!
All right. Now that we got through that fluff, just know at secondary, our teachers do whatever it takes to come out on top, and we always win. So we know what's gonna happen. So whatever it takes for secondary, we're gonna win tonight. And Amanda Boyd from NSCLC is on board. Gus Pharmakides does whatever it takes. Kelsey Kent from Kenmore Garfield High School. Rebecca Moga from Litchfield CLC. Sarah Appleby from Miller South. Sharon Caffin from Nifstem High School. Sherry Hankerson from Nifstem Middle School. and Bruce Brown from North High School. Whatever it takes. And that is the Secondary Teachers of the Year.
Oh, no, you guys aren't done. Now we have the group. You guys ready? Thanks. Right here.
Want us to exit? No.
The gift items presented to the 8 Division Teachers of the Year are as follows. All of those previously mentioned, and a $350 supply allocation for next school year, a $50 gift card presented by the Akron Education Association, and a $50 gift certificate from the Akron School Administrators Association. Directors, please announce our elementary and secondary division teachers of the year.
I have the honor of recognizing our elementary division teacher of the year winners. Are you ready for this? I hope you're ready. I'm starting to think they're from secondary. Representing Team Elementary, Leslie Naselski from Cyberlink CLC. Cynthia Rochford from Glover CLC. Nicole Villers from Resnick. And Jennifer Wicks from Finley CLC. I present to you Team Elementary.
I think we all agree, and we should give them a round of applause, that elementary is the foundation. But we should also recognize that secondary is all the way up. All the way up. Give it to me now. Yeah. Kara Gooden from Higher CLC is all the way up. Rebecca Hickson from Elliott is definitely all the way up. Rebecca Moga is all the way up. And Daniel Spack, he may create some robots and make them go all the way up. Yeah. Team Secondary is all the way up.
That song's gonna stick in our heads. All right, congratulations to our division finalists. At this time, we will not do that video because we already did that video. Scratch that. And finally, The 2018 Public Schools District Teacher of the Year will receive the following: all of those previously mentioned, and the sincere thanks of a grateful school district, a dozen roses donated by Staircase Florist, Akron, Ohio, a 30-minute ride for two on the Air Bear helicopter donated courtesy of Akron Children's Hospital, a laptop computer donated by CDWG, our business partner, a Kent State University $500 tuition scholarship. Woo! There you go. A University of Akron gift bag, an awesome gift crate from the LeBron James Family Foundation.
Yeah.
And a really great prize coming up right here, a trip to an educational conference anywhere in the continental United States to be taken within the next year. And finally, the best prize of all, lunch for two with the superintendent. Woo! Now, please welcome Dr. McMillian. I was doing so good, too. Please welcome Dr. McWilliams Woods and Mr. James to the podium to announce our 2018 District Teacher of the Year.
Not so easy, is it?
You know what? Wow, I have 6 board members here, so I have before me for your consideration one personnel recommendation, Mr. Williamson. All right, go ahead.
I have the great pleasure to begin the introduction of the Teacher of the Year this year. Why don't you all go sit down so that we can honor everyone here. Go ahead, sit down, division members. The Teacher of the Year truly represents every single educator in this room. We are blessed every single day to work with such dedicated faculty who come to work and do whatever it takes every single day for our children. And the Teacher of the Year really isn't one person. That teacher represents all the excellence that's in this room. So please give everyone here a round of applause. I tell everyone who will listen to me that I am the luckiest person in the world to come and work with all of you. I'm humbled every day to serve you. And I'm so thrilled to be able to announce the Teacher of the Year. We know that our District Teacher of the Year has taught in our district for at least 2 years. The Teacher of the Year attended either Bowling Green, Florida Southern College, Walsh University, Kent State University, or the University of Akron. Our Teacher of the Year holds a bachelor's degree, holds or is working on a master's degree. This teacher serves on or is supportive of school improvement planning work, is dedicated to the work of the 5-step process, and is a leader in the PLC work at the school level. Now you know exactly who it is. Principals have said the following about our Teacher of the Year. It is evident that mutual respect exists between the students and the teacher. The teacher's demeanor has a calming and positive effect on the students, resulting in an excellent climate for learning. The teacher communicates a belief in the potential of all students, seeks out opportunities to grow professionally beyond what is required, and the teacher motivates students to improve. The students have described this teacher as their absolute favorite teacher, someone who cares deeply about them, and the students respect this teacher and work with and for no matter what the teacher wants them to do, they're there. And the teacher wrote, "My relationship with each student is the most important aspect of my ability to inspire and motivate as an educator. In addition to serving on school-based committees such as BLT and presenting on instructional improvement days, I've treasured getting to know my families. My motto as an educator is all for learning and learning for all. Every single child is a learner, and we are charged with the awesome responsibility and distinct privilege of guiding them along a path that will help shape the rest of their lives. We have the opportunity to inspire, motivate, and instill a sense of wonder in our students. I believe that teaching is the most important job in the world and also the most rewarding." This teacher also has talked about a rigorous curriculum taught with a variety of innovative strategies in a safe, warm, inviting classroom by a teacher who loves what she does is an overarching goal. At our CLC, she says, we have an incredibly diverse student body speaking multiple languages. I believe in them with my whole heart, and they know it. Mr. James, please announce our Teacher of the Year.
Well, I think they already figured it out. So, from Findlay CLC, Jennifer Wicks, our 2018 District Teacher of the Year.
Thank you so much. I brought my husband because I wouldn't be where I am without him, and I'll keep it very short because I know we're running a little bit late. But I just want to go around the table that's with me tonight and thank those people. I'm a much better writer than I am a speaker, and I knew that if I had the opportunity to be up here, I would never remember everything I wanted to say to all of you. So thank you so much to my incredible administrators, Cheri Bennington and Jen Civet, my phenomenal team, Carrie Dahlbaugh, Georgia Ayers, and Holly Getz, my best friend for 30 plus years, Amber Rep, my mom and dad, Bill and Jesse Lane, and this guy right here. I'm going to talk about him for a minute. This man has graded papers for me. He has put together classroom furniture for me. He has driven to all the Aldis in the greater Northeast Ohio area, searching for that one thing in the ad that I had to have for my classroom. He has hauled furniture into homes of students for me that needed it, and I couldn't do it without him, and words can't say how much I love him. I want to thank the district too, especially everyone who had a part in this Teacher of the Year program. It's phenomenal. All the work that goes into it is appreciated, and everyone that set up for tonight, including my friend Amber. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. That makes it good. Yeah, that's it right there. I'm gonna take the other one at least. Let me make sure it's a good one. That's a keeper. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right. All right. Thank you. So I know everyone wants to leave. So in closing, you know, I know that that whole video was in jest, and I'll get over my attitude by tomorrow morning. But you know, I don't know if I was going through some kind of midlife crisis. My wife says I was going through male menopause or whatever. Okay, fine. You know, but the one thing I will honestly say is I made those trips, you know, back and forth, down 71 and back up. Tonight, it all brought it home. Because there's no place like Akron, Ohio. Amen. And the people who are in this room. You are what makes it all special. And it's about all of our kids. So thank you, and have a wonderful, few weeks left of school. And enjoy your evening and have a great summer, and thank you.